Hi, I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Kunes Buick GMC of Greenfield. Welcome to another episode of Kunes Car Convos. Today we'll be driving with Givenchy from United Way of Milwaukee and Waukesha County, and we're going to be discussing the United Way Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement program, which is pretty awesome. And we're driving in our 2026 Buick Enclave Avenir. So how did you first get involved with United Way?
So I came to United Way. I started out here as a teacher at Tech.
Okay.
It was Bradley Tech when I started working there, but a lot of people know it as Boys Tech or Milwaukee Tech. So I started at Tech, and I had a friend that left Tech and went to United Way, and I saw some of the work that they were doing in the community, and I said, you know what, I really want to work here. I really want to do this work. And so I set my sights on it, and that's how I got there. Simple enough.
Okay.
I saw what I wanted to do, and I did it with them. They allowed me to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How long have you been with them?
Almost 5 years. Yep, almost 5. Yeah, that it went quick. Almost 5 years. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So there's a huge project coming up.
Yep.
Which is one of the reasons we're having this, little car convo, which are
Yeah.
great. What can you tell us about that? So United Way Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement, if I said it correctly.
Yeah, so the goal for reducing barriers to employment and advancement is that 15,000 people will be ready to start stable careers having overcome key employment barriers by 2029.
Okay, that's an
Yeah.
awesome goal.
Yeah.
So what kind of barriers do people what are they facing?
So we
fix.
Yeah, so in the initiative, we identified three main focuses or three main barriers that we saw folks dealing with. The first being in education, the gaps in education folks had, the skills that they didn't have for the jobs that need them. We saw that transportation was a barrier. In suburban areas, you have a lot of, higher paying factory jobs, but folks couldn't get to them either because they didn't have a license or because they didn't have a vehicle. So we saw that was a barrier. And then we also saw that individuals returning home from incarceration needed a little bit more support. So we saw that as an issue as well, and we decided to make those three issues or challenges pillars of the initiative, and we partner and collaborate with programs to address them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What kind of different impacts have you seen? Like, what are some of the most impactful results you've seen? And maybe you could share, like, one of the participants that you were just talking about, that it's been a big difference?
Yeah, so to date, I would say one thing I'm really proud of is that we have already, I think we're a year and a half into the initiative, I believe. I know we're a year and a half. I'm sorry, not I think, I know. And so we have already hit 5,000 individuals that are ready to start those stable careers, that have overcome those key employment barriers. So that to me is really impactful.
Yeah.
700 of those individuals have gained employment. So not only did they gain the skill, but now they have the employment to match, which I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
I often tell people, in this age of social media, somebody might get 2 likes or 10 likes on something, and they might say, oh, that's not enough. But in real life, if 10 people came up to you and said, you look so great today, that would just,
it would
make
Every
your
day.
day. And
Oh,
so imagine 700 people now being able to have employment and really build their lives the way they want to. That's a lot of people. One more outcome that I love is 125 arrest records have been expunged. And I'm really proud of that, because that is the most, I feel like, on paper barrier a person can have. Almost like a scarlet letter, if you will. And I think that because we are able to help those individuals get their records expunged, it just opens up the pathway to people not having preconceived notions about them, really giving them the second chance that I believe that you deserve.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if all of us were judged by our worst mistake or worst decision or our worst period of life, that would make for a long, miserable life here.
Tell me about it.
Second chances are great, or third or fourth or 20th or...
Yeah, people don't know about the mistakes. It's just folks that are returning home from incarceration. We know about them, but you make mistakes every day, and I'm glad to be judged on the ones I make every day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And that's got to be, do you get to, like, you personally, are you interacting with a lot of people? Are you helping like that? Or is it, how does that work?
So United Way acts as a convener, and we follow a collective impact model. So what we do is we gather all of our partners, and we commit to a shared goal.
Okay.
So that shared goal is getting those 15,000 people ready. But then we also have shared outcomes. So these are people who some know each other, but some don't. And so this invites collaboration within the initiative. We invite non-duplication within the initiative, and we really hone in on who has the best solution, and then how can we learn from them.
Okay.
So that's what United Way acts as. It's as a convener and a funder to these partners who are doing really great work, and they help us complete our goals and the outcomes that we set for our collective impact agenda.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel, I mean, lack of a better term, you got to have some warm fuzzies. Like, you got to feel good when you see somebody take that next step, or you see that like switch turn on, like, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can make a difference. I can change my life, or, what happened doesn't define me anymore. I mean,
I absolutely do. I mean, so we have a committee called the Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement Advisory Council, and we level set the committee by telling success stories at every meeting. And so we've had a few, two of them that I like. The first one being is a young lady who was in a program called Banks Works, and she learned how to work in banking through this program. And that might be like, it might sound mild, but sometimes I think when we think of helping people, we think of the worst situation a person would need help with. And sometimes somebody just needs really just like a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar on them. And I like that because it gives people other options. It's like you don't have to go work in a factory. You have the opportunity to, but you don't have to work in a factory. You don't have to do things you don't want to do. What I love about it is that our program is so expansive. It really offers people opportunities to do what they want to do and not what we think that they should do.
which is better for long-term health of everybody.
Yeah.
Like if I love being in the car business. It's been 30 years.
Right.
It makes me excited when I come into work every day. If you hate what you do, how long is that going to last?
Yeah, and to me, it's about dignity as well. Sometimes I think, again, when we think of helping folks, we think that, you take what you're offered and you don't have a choice. And I really think it shows our commitment to the humanity in the folks that we serve. And I think it shows our commitment to really bettering our society, like you said, for long term, not just what we think, but
Right.
what they decide, giving folks more ownership.
Yeah, I like that hand up,
Yeah.
not just a hand out.
Yeah. And another story that I love is that somebody that needed a second chance came home, and they actually, made another mistake, but was enrolled in a program with one of the partners that we collaborate with, and completely turned everything around.
Awesome.
And the thing that helped them was the focus on a soft skill. And so people don't really, I think, understand that some people weren't taught certain things, like being on time, or how to speak with somebody, or how to interview, just certain little things. And being able to have our employer partners who focus not only on getting individuals the job, but some of those softer skills that they may need to keep a job, is what I'm really proud of, that people have been able to put into this work. Yeah.
Something we talk about all the time is, like you were saying, you don't have to turn a giant dial.
Mm-hmm.
You can just make little tweaks, right? Septide is a little salt and sugar. I like that. I'm going to borrow that.
Take it.
But just that little bit of tweak here, tweak there.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how much daily differences mean huge long term, and they're more sustainable. Like, you can't go on a diet and be like, okay, I'm going to have 3 grains of rice and 1 piece of lettuce for a week and blow it out.
Mm-hmm.
But gradual changes, gradual education, gradual skill sets, those last.
Yeah. I'm even thinking about another program we have that I really love is and I love them all. So if they watch this, I want them to know I love you all.
There you go.
But one that I really would like to highlight is our United for Good program, and this started between a partnership between United Way and Goodwill.
Oh, sure.
And it's a CNA program that covers everything that they need: laptops, scrubs, testing fees. Also, they get a stipend for participating, because I think that one thing that is not so apparent is that you want people to help themselves and you want people to have opportunity, but it's way deeper. You know, if I'm struggling paying my bills, I might not have 8 weeks to take off of work to help better myself. And so I love that program because it accounts for that. They also do referrals for childcare and transportation and just other things that they may need, and that accounts for the whole person. And that's what I love about United Way and our work, because we didn't pick one thing and single in on one thing. This initiative specifically focuses on a variety of things, which can be hard sometimes, but I think it's necessary when you're dealing with human beings. Yeah.
And that's a good point. You can't just stop life, stop bills, stop everything else. Okay, I'm going to go work on myself for 2 months. All those things are still in play.
You need help.
How do I juggle everything?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when you invest in these kind of programs, it's never a handout. It's always a hand up. You know, I often tell people, most people that are not doing well, it is not because they don't want to do well, but they need access, they need support, they need the salt, they need the sugar.
Yeah.
You know, they need a little something.
Sometimes it's that one person coming up to them and saying, hey, you can do this.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. And I like to think that that's what our United Way provides. We provide that voice to say, hey, you can do this, and we are so committed to you being able to do this. We're going to show you with our investment.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot? Like are there people afraid to reach out or afraid to join or ask for the help just because they don't think it's really there, or because of the struggles they've had? Or
no, I think that it's about awareness. Most folks that need the help are just not as aware as we would like them to be of the programs.
Okay.
So that's something that we're working on. We have 211, where if you call 211, you can get access to information. I mean, I get calls all of the time coming straight to my desk phone.
Okay.
Hey, who does this program? Who can you refer me to?
Okay.
And because United Way puts us in this position to be a convener, I end up knowing a lot of resources to where people can go and get these help.
Okay. So how do you get that word out? Like, so you have the 211, the websites, or anything else, like.
And our partners, we really trust them to be experts in what they do, and so we rely on them for that outreach as well.
Okay.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges ongoing are some of the biggest? Like, as far as, are you looking for? Is it funding? Is it awareness, like you said?
I would say yes. I would definitely say funding, right? We never can help as many people as we want to help.
Right.
And so, but dollars are limited. And as the years go on, they continue to get even more limited. So funding, I would say, is the biggest thing and the biggest challenge to helping more people that we have. Yep.
What kind of fundraisers does United Way of Milwaukee do?
Oh gosh, United Way of Milwaukee and Waukesha County, we do so many fundraisers. One that I love is our workplace campaigns. And so if your workplace signs up for a campaign, I like our Give and Win, where if you give a donation, an increased donation, that you can come in, you are entered into a drawing, and then United Way goes and we do our prize patrol.
Okay.
Where we come in physically and are able to give out prizes. But that's just one of the ways we fundraise. Definitely from our Give and Win. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Because it's like real connection with the folks that are helping. Our donors are really helping us do this work.
When you see, do you have people, like, once they see some of the impact, that want to be continual donors and jump in? Like, I'm sure you're okay if it's somebody like me that does like a $25 monthly, or you do some big, fundraiser.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely see that. So, my job, a part of my job is to go into workplaces and tell them about the work that we do. And so, because I have that background as a teacher, I think I'm really good at that. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think I'm really good at that.
All right, good.
A good presenter. And I do have people come up to me after and say, hey, you did encourage me to give more, or you did encourage me to think about these things and these problems that are affecting even folks in my own family. Yeah.
And it's all too often that everybody's in their own little bubble.
Yep.
And we don't always think about, bigger problems that we can impact with even small things. Our local one in Walworth County did a prom type theme.
Mm-hmm.
So that my wife and I did that last year. One of our friends works for the United Way out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fun. We got in and we were trying to get my wife to be prom queen. Found out it was just whoever donated the much to her voting.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure that she was prom queen. I backed out of the cake. That was getting expensive, but I made sure she was prom queen. It was a lot of fun.
I like that.
There's a lot of different ways.
Yeah, it's a lot of different ways. Workplace campaigns, individual giving. It's a lot of different ways. Yeah.
So besides the fundraising going forward, what other kind of things, just awareness wise?
I would say just conversations with your family and friends. Conversations with family and friends on how to donate and also volunteer. Volunteerism is such a big part of United Way. It's such a good, if you can give your time and your talent, it's such a good way to invest in the community, because dollars are super important and we need them, but we need people to connect with these experiences as well. So big on the volunteerism.
What kind of volunteer opportunities are there?
So it's a lot. So for my initiative, Reducing Barriers to Employment and Advancement, we do diaper packing. And what that does is we take diapers, we break them down into prearranged sizes, and we deliver them to our diaper hubs so that community partners can receive diapers and distribute them to the community as they need.
Okay.
Another event that I love that we do for volunteering is our Project Homeless Connect for our Safe and Stable Homes initiative. And it's when my favorite part is to come in and get paired with an individual that is facing homelessness. And you get to walk them around and escort them to different resources and just kind of really learn about them and really serve them.
Yeah.
United Way, I would say, really is about servant leadership. We do that one of the ways we do that is through our volunteering. Yeah.
The homelessness part, that gets really scary for people. I had a small stretch years back where it was a couple months where I was in that situation. And was blessed enough to have still family around and things like that. But you really look at yourself and how you feel going through that. To have somebody give you that hand up or let you know things will be okay, there's some resources and you can get back. That's huge, more than most people would understand.
I think so, but you never know what somebody is facing. And I just think it's our job as a community to make sure that if someone is facing something, they have some support to not face it alone. Yeah.
That makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Being able to do it with even one person that reaches out.
Yeah. So that's what I love. I'm trying to think about other volunteer events. And then our kit packing. So we do all kinds of kits, educational kit packing. I want to say team mental wellness kit packings. We do those things too, and those are volunteer hours.
And where are those? Are those at a center, or where would those be?
Some people host them at their workplaces. Some of them happen at United Way.
Okay.
And then we also have it where if you want to sign up to volunteer, we have it where the agencies that we partner with, you can volunteer at their organizations too. So it's not only through United Way, you can volunteer directly with them as well.
Okay. We do food drives every fall, and we've actually made it a competition between the dealerships. So Greg buys 400,000 pounds worth of food, and it gets divided between all the dealerships, and it's packed in a certain way, but we kind of race to see who can pack it accurately and the fastest. It makes it kind of fun.
Nice.
Right, but it's really good to give back and everything you could do.
We should. Everybody needed somebody's help, whether it was your mother's help, your father's help, your family's help. everybody needs someone help. So I think it's up to us to continue that.
I agree. And I think we're designed that way, right? Because anytime you do something for someone else, you usually feel pretty good.
Yeah, we're designed for community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel a little bit better, like, oh, maybe I should do more of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We also have 2 other initiatives. I touched on reducing barriers to employment and advancement, but we also have our Safe and Stable Homes initiative, which is focused on ending family homelessness, in which it did. We created infrastructure within the city, within our 4 counties to do that.
That's awesome.
Yep. And so now we're going to work on our next goal for homelessness. The other 2 initiatives we have is the Teen Mental Wellness Initiative that focuses on mental health, creating mental health infrastructure within high schools.
Okay.
And then the last one is our Tequity Initiative, which is aimed at distributing free laptops to individuals in our community to bridge that digital divide.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're doing some great work, not just reducing employment barriers, but we're doing great work at United Way, and it's something for everybody. It's a passion for everybody if you just, look into it.
How many people work at the United Way of Milwaukee and Waukesha County?
Okay, I'm not quite sure, but I believe the range is of 80 to 100 folks.
Okay.
We bring in seasonal campaign staff to help us during campaign season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to say, you know what, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a job hotline, or hey, I'd like to join, or employment if you guys are needing anything besides the volunteers?
If they want to work for United Way?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. You can go on our website and United Way of Greater Milwaukee, United Way, gmwc.org, and we have a career section. Yeah.
Because I mean, people like you, like, hey, I was a teacher, I was this, and then, but that's my passion. Right?
Yep.
So I think the more people that can follow their passion, the happier everybody is anyway. But I had a psychology professor once, and I always asked, like, teachers' pay scales. Why aren't teachers paid, $250,000 or something? The job they do is super important. His perspective was really interesting, whether it's accurate or not, but I think it makes a lot of sense. If you paid people that much money, you would get people doing it for the wrong reasons. We wouldn't always have the type of quality education or teachers that we have. Now, should they still have raises? Yes. But if you're doing something for the passion, and then usually the rest of it works out.
Yeah, and I have a pinch of pushback as, I was a teacher for 12 years, actually. I spent 4 years at Bradley Tech. But I don't ever, I'm not going to say that there's not one person I know that didn't do it for the money. Everybody I know that wants to teach loves children.
Exactly. Yep.
But it's a really hard job, and teachers are not paid enough. I'm not saying that they should make $250,000 either.
Right.
Well, maybe I am, but
maybe some should.
Maybe some should. No, I think so, but I definitely think that a lot of teachers I knew had second jobs to take care of their families, and I just don't think that's
tough.
I don't think anybody working 40 hours a week should have to have a second job to take care of their family. I just don't.
Nope, I agree.
Yeah.
It would be nice. It could have like a rolling pay scale where it actually gets up there, but just to see people do things for the right reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I just will say, most people that are teaching are doing it for the right reasons. You have a bad apple in every bag, but most people, I'm pretty sure 99% are doing it because they love kids. You can't do it. It's exhausting. You cannot do it if you don't love children.
No. If you don't love what you're doing, yeah, for sure. There's no way. It's like, even my job. Sometimes I'm like, okay, well, we're selling parts and doing service and stuff like that. It's not anything horribly important in the grand scheme of things, but it is, it's important enough for that person that needs the help at that time. And to do it the right way is something that we've always been passionate about. So that makes it at least fun. How many people can we help? And you talked about servant leadership before, which is important in anything, any kind of leadership role, whether you're helping people up.
You must.
And, putting God at the center, honestly, that's been a huge thing for at least me in my life. So
you need some kind of some driving force.
Yep.
And I think God is also at the center for me. God is also at the center for me, but it's some folks that God isn't at the center.
Right.
But they still need a guiding force too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and help and all of the things.
100%.
Yeah.
So, well, we're rolling back in.
Uh-huh.
I think that was an awesome little ride.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's really interesting to hear about all this stuff.
Good.
Now I want to like dig in a little more. I was looking at the website last night, this morning too. So.
Okay. Come to one of our volunteer.
I should do that.
Yeah.
If I can find a parking spot, it's always the toughest thing.
Well.
I'm
Yeah, you all have a lot of cars.
I'm gonna park over here
It's a lot of cars.
because we can.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, you're the boss.
Eh, no.
All right, I made it.
We did it.
Oh, we did it.
Yay.